What's up, you guys? Welcome back to day 8 of the 12 days of Wolfmas, where I grind 12 days in a row, make all the money, and give it back to you guys, the subscribers. Through 7 days, we're up $4,059. We're going to head to this private game here in Dallas. Our good buddy Daryl invited us out, and we're going to run into some 2-5 shenanigans, try to run it up, make some profit, and give it to you guys at the end. Make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video where I drop the keyword. You have to comment down below in order to be eligible to win some of these profits. Let's get right into the hands. Let's see if we can spin up a stack. Let's go. We're taking a small shot here at the private game into the 2-5 for 1,500. First hand of the night. The poker gods are on our side tonight. Pocket kings, I make it $15 to go, and 3 players put in the call. When the flop comes 3-3 deuce, I decide to fire out into the field for $35. Having the king of clubs in my hand is pretty nice, and Daryl on the button puts in the call. Daryl's a legend on my channel. He's made a bunch of my viral shorts and vlogs. You guys have seen him over the years. He puts in the call. Off the turn we go, which comes the 8 of diamonds. I want to go large here, like 100 to 150, in order to charge all the flush draws and like pocket 7s, 6s, 9s, 10s, all of that good stuff. So of course I go way too small for $50, but it gets the job done nevertheless. Daryl folds his cards and shows queen 8. So interestingly, he floated me on the flop to make a pair on the turn, just to fold my bet, and it was a small bet, so pretty surprising we didn't get a little bit more value there from Daryl.
What a bad fold.
That's terrible fold.
What a bad fold.
12 hours, right? We usually do this, right?
But no worries, we move into the next one where we actually scoop a double board PLO bomb pot. It's pretty hard to scoop these, but when you have quads, it's usually going to get the job done. So my stack is up to $1,800 when we begin this next hand, and I look down at pocket aces. Pretty great spot to be in, picking up the bullets. I make it $20 to go, and the button puts in the call, but then the dealer mucks his cards, and they hit the muck in a way where he can't retrieve them. So the hand is dead. Of course, they give me the pot as a consolation prize, but we could have played a big one there. Sure, I could have lost it, but more often than not, I'm winning some money in that hand. So even though I like to call you the dealer there, you definitely screwed us a little bit on this hand. No worries though, the poker gods on my side give me pocket kings the very next hand. Under the gun, I make it $20 to go. We get 3 callers. Off to a flop we go, which comes queen 7-3 rainbow. Daryl leads for $40, and I decide to put in the call. Pretty dry board. On a more connected board like queen 7-3 with 2 clubs, spades, or diamonds, I probably would go for a raise to like 120 to 150. However, not too many cards I'm scared of on the turn. I put in the call, and the small blind Terrell puts in the call as well. Off to a turn we go, which comes the jack of spades. And now it's not Daryl, but Terrell that's deciding to lead out now for $150. And I decide to put in the call once again. These leads are kind of strong. First Daryl on the flop, and then Terrell on the turn. So when Terrell bets out for 150, Daryl puts in the call, and I'm closing the action. I put in the call as well. If I was out of position against Daryl, maybe I could find a fold here because Daryl could still have pocket 7s or pocket 3s. But closing the action, I am not too scared. Put in the call and see the 10 of diamonds on the river. When Terrell continues now for 275, we are in an interesting spot. Daryl gets out of the way, and let's go over some math. All right, Terrell's bet 275. The pot would be $1,200 if I put in the call. That equates to 3.4 to 1 odds or 23% equity. Am I good here 23% of the time? Well, that's up for you guys to decide. I mean, what hands am I beating here? Ace Queen of Spades might be one hand he leads out on the turn, picking up the spade draw. Other than that, it feels like Queen Jack is a good hand for him to have, which beats me. Pocket 7s also makes some sense, leading out on the 2-spade turn.
I mean, you have this, but I can't fold.
I mean, here's the deal. 23% is a very small number. As long as I'm winning this 1 out of every 4 times, I'm making money in the long term. So I decide to put in the call, and Terrell shows me the bad news. Pocket 7s, using my hand against me and scooping in this $1,200 pot. And for those of you guys that are following this Wolfmas challenge, I apologize. Pocket kings, did me dirty this time. All right, let's battle here on the button. I look down at ace king offsuit. I see a raise before me to 25. I decide to 3-bet it to 85, and that player in the +2 puts in the call. Off to a flop we go, which comes 7-4 deuce. He checks it over to me. I go for a 1/3 pot size bet. Could also be checking behind here without the ace or king of clubs in my hand. When I put in that 60, he puts in the call. Jack of diamonds on the turn. He checks it to me once again. And I'm going to go for a little bit of aggression here and try to take this one down. If he has a hand like pocket 8s, pocket 5s, pocket 9s, has to fold it. If he somehow floated me with a hand like jack 10 of clubs or queen jack with the queen of clubs, something like that, he's going to call this 150, but we'll just have to approach that if we get there. 150 is the price, and the villain puts in the call, so not great news for me, but the board pairs on the river with the jack of spades. He checks it over to me once again, and what do? Do I fire for like $400 to $500? Do I check it behind and give up? I mean, all options are on the table at this point. I decide to check it behind and give up. I just think it's more likely he has a jack in his hand than myself. And then he's going to have some club draws like queen 10 of clubs, king 10 of clubs, king queen of clubs. And if I just check behind, I win against all those hands. So yeah, I could check behind and win. And if I bet here and get called, we're just going to lose a bunch of money. Checking behind seems like the better play until he shows king 4 of hearts. Was he going to call me on the river if I went big? Probably not, but it's a non-0% chance, so maybe he just calls and he's a hero. Either way, though, he's a hero with king 4 of hearts, winning this $600 pot. All right, ace 10 offsuit from the hijack. I raise it up to $30 over a straddle, who defends for the additional 20 bucks. Off to a flop we go, which comes queen 7-3 2 diamonds. Opponent checks. I decide to go for a c-bet, and he puts in the call. Turn gives me a pair, and when the opponent checks for me for a second time, not going to slow down, get some value here and protection against any one diamond type of hand. I fire out for $55, planning to check behind on the river, but that's not the case when the opponent folds. So finally, a pot being shipped over to us, and we get rewarded with the very next hand, 8-9 of hearts from the hijack. Straddles on, one caller. I make it 50 bones to go, and both players put in the call. Off to a flop we go, which comes 10-7 deuce with 2 clubs. Backdoor heart draw, open-ended straight draw. Action checks over to me. I decide to go for a c-bet into the $150 pot for 75 bucks, and just the straddle puts in the call. When the turn comes, the ace of spades should connect way better with me than the opponent. I'm going to have ace king, ace queen, ace 5 of clubs as well. So when the straddle checks it over to me, I think it's important to go for another bet here with my 9 high draw. I fire out for 200, and we get the snap fold, which is great news when you're on a bluff. Merry Wolfmas, everybody! As you already know, I'm picking 7 lucky winners to split the profits of my 12 days of poker. But I have a special announcement that will be sure to sweeten the deal to make you want to enter. Champions Card Club in Houston has graciously offered to pay for all 7 winners' flights and hotel stays, where each of you will receive your winnings as a buy-in on the Champions Club live stream. That's right, a round-trip flight, 2-night hotel stay, and your first buy-in on the Champions 2-5 live stream all covered for free? Oh, and did I mention you'll be playing against me, Wolfgang, on the live stream? That's right, all of you who keep commenting that you take my money at the poker table, well, now it's your time to step up to the felt. Remember, in order to enter, you need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment the keyword I give at the end of the video. Good luck and happy holidays. All right, we're stuck 150 on the session, so we have our work cut out for us. I raised it up to $60 with 6-7 of spades from the hijack. The $20 straddle was on, so it's a standard 3x raise, and the big blind and the straddler both put in the call. Off to a flop we go, and we're in position on both players, which comes jack 8-7 when the action checks to me. Not exactly the best board for my range, so I decide to check it behind. I don't want to get check raised off of a pair. The turn comes the 4 of spades. The $20 straddler now wants to take up the betting lead and fire out for $35. I put in the call, and the big blind does as well. I have a pair and a gutter to the straight. Let's see if it comes in on the river. Absolutely not. The 10 of hearts peels off. The big blind now fires out for $215, which clears the field because I am waving the white flag with my pair plus straight draw. Down in flames, and we lose a bit in this hand. All right, Elijah, aka the GTO Wizard, raises a +1 to $20. I 3-bet him from the +2 position.
You hit the record button, guys. It's over.
Let's have fucking aces. Oh. Definitely can't have 6-0 suited.
He decided to come in for the 4-bet to $250. Early position versus early position is interesting here. The ranges should be pretty condensed at this point, but I think I just have to 5-bet, stuff it in his face. I don't want the flop to come all low cards, and then he bets us off a chop. So I rip it all in. I'm putting all of our hard-earned money here from the 12 days of Wolfmas into the middle.
I think it's like 1250 in total-ish. Enough that you can fold, I mean. 1250.
And yeah, he folds his cards. We get it through the 5-bet jam with a premium ace king of diamonds. I mean, probably he just had pocket 9s, pocket 10s, and didn't want to go with it. Either way, we are picking up around $250 in dead money in that one. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you very much. All right, ace 4 of hearts, the last hand of the night. The straddle's on. Under the gun limps. I decide to limp, and 4 others decide to complete. We are going extremely multi-way to a flop, which comes ace 6 deuce rainbow. The action checks through on the flop, bringing in the 9 of diamonds on the turn. Do I go for a bet here into the field, trying to protect against some straight and flush draws like 7-8, king queen of diamonds, king jack of diamonds, stuff like that? Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea with an ace. I fire out for $30, and the button and Elijah in the straddle put in the call. Off to a river we go, which comes a bad card, the jack of diamonds. Brings in the backdoor diamond draw, obviously. I decide to check, and the action's over to the button, who bets out for $50. Elijah puts in the call, and now I'm in a weird spot when there's a bet and a call on a river diamond. So I decide to give up, fold my cards, knowing that we will see a winner in this one. The button has ace 5 offsuit, and Elijah has jack 9 for a better 2 pair. And yeah, we had the third best hand in that one. It's going to wrap up our night. Unfortunately, we booked a loss, but let's bring it to the outro to see exactly how we did.
Alright, you guys, that's going to wrap up day 8 of the 12 days of Wolfmas. We ended up losing our first losing session in 20 Wolfmases, going all the way back to last year where I didn't lose a single video. Ended up losing 165 in around 4 hours. That brings our total to 38.94. So we made it up to 4K, and then we dipped back down to 38.94. But oh well, still a bunch of money, and stoked that I've done so well so far. But yeah, the keyword in this video is a losing session. So make sure you like the video, be a subscriber. You also have to comment down below something about a losing session. Also going to be a pinned comment for a Google Sheets sign up form. You're going to have to put in your email and your name, and that's where I'm going to choose the winner in order to contact you, so there's no scams like last year as well. Also wanted to mention that there's channel memberships are now available down below, and in the future there's going to be a lot of cool things where if you don't win this giveaway, there's going to be many more giveaways. I'm going to pick people from the channel memberships. You might as well sign up now, come support the channel. Lucas, my editor, and I are putting in a ton of work on the 12 Days of Wolfmas. So if you've been thinking about contributing and helping out the channel, channel memberships are a good way to do it. As for now, I'm going to sign off here and get to work on day number 9. Good luck on the felt, you guys. Wolfmas day out. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Is that Wolfgang Poker?